I'm going to use 3 of the most commonly used AI tools to support your documentation of your Power Automate flows. You're going to see in this video that there is one clear winner. First up, because it's a Power Automate flow, I've got a flow packaged into a solution and downloaded as a zip file. You can see that there. Because we're using Microsoft, let's start with Copilot. We'll drag it across. This is my desktop version, and you'll see the first challenge that we've got. File content not supported. Okay, let's test that on the other 2. Claude also does not like zip files. ChatGPT, however, does the job. It accepts it. Great. We can move on. The other 2, let's first of all try and just drag the folder. So I've unpacked this one. Let's drag the folder into Copilot. Again, doesn't like folders. What about Claude? Okay, Claude's unpacked all the XML files and the JSON files that exist inside a Power Platform solution. So for Copilot, we have to go the extra leg, take the unpacked files, find the actual flow description, which will be a text file, and copy it in. So to me, that's points deducted for Copilot. Let's now add our prompt. We'll start with a plain English summary of the Power Automate flow, document triggers, actions, and outline any logic or expressions. Also tell me if data is being passed beyond the boundary of the flow. Let's have a nod to data loss prevention, making sure we're not sending anything we shouldn't be. First of all, let's look at the plain English summary. It runs every day to clean up old entries from a SharePoint list called the Daily Digest list. It identifies items more than 700 days ago, deletes them, and posts a message to Teams. That's great. That's exactly what this flow does. Claude is slightly more specific. It runs at 8 AM UTC to clean up records from the Daily Digest. It's a little bit more prescriptive about what we're actually doing, retrieving all the items, filtering for entries, and deleting, and then posting the summary to Teams. So again, bob on. You'll notice that ChatGPT is still working. What it's doing is unpacking that zip for me and understanding the relevant files inside the zip before it gives its answer. Now we've got its summary, let's have a look. It pulls all the items from the list. It filters the created date, so it's very specific on what it's filtering. I like that. It tells your team. It specifically tells me who it's telling. And it deletes the old items from the list. In terms of specificity, I think ChatGPT wins. In terms of speed, Claude's slightly better. They're both broadly comparable. So for me, ChatGPT is still slightly ahead, whereas Copilot is slightly more generic. So that's 2 slightly negative points, not huge points, but slightly negative points to Copilot, and still ChatGPT's in the lead. Let's have a look at the quality of the analysis. You can see they're all broadly comparable. ChatGPT is very, very specific. Again, nothing really to draw between all of those. Let's have a look at the main actions. Again, Copilot is slightly less specific than the other 2. In terms of documenting precise actions and precise steps that you might want to, keep in your documentation catalog within Confluence or within OneDrive, wherever that sits, you've got much more information to draw on if you're diagnosing problems with these flows as a third-party support person. So I would say, again, Claude and ChatGPT are slightly better on the level of detail they provide. Between those 2, though, there isn't a great deal. One area that stands out for me is in the connections that have been used in this flow. Again, Copilot, it's slightly off the mark, if I'm honest with you. There is no connection that has an exclamation mark in it. So again, it's useful, but not entirely accurate. We're slightly more accurate there with Claude, but again, ChatGPT wins with its absolute precision based upon the files that you've provided it. Let's have a look at the final important thing here about data passed beyond the flow boundary. So this correctly identifies we're posting a message into a public channel, which is account. It talks about accessing user data, and it talks about performing an action. Well, that's not actually data passing beyond the flow boundary. That's just an action it's performed. I guess you could argue it's passed an ID beyond the flow boundary, and SharePoint's handled the deletion. Here, again, we've looked at deletion requests. Okay, so that may be being treated as an external data item. We're passing off user information. That's absolutely fine. And the Teams message again. So all we're really passing off is account and some confirmation message text. It also now includes inbound data, so that's quite useful. Let's have a look at what ChatGPT suggests. So here it's very specific about the payload. The ID is being passed beyond the boundary. So that's a bit more information that I might try to seek. It's being very specific about the app mentioned. So if I was supporting this, looking for vulnerabilities, this ChatGPT option might give me more detail that I would hook into. There's also some additional notes and considerations in ChatGPT that you don't get in the rest. So overall, I'm going to count that ChatGPT, for me, adds all the additional ticks that I might want for good documentation that's going to help me support this flow in the future. So for me, I'm definitely going to choose ChatGPT. The least good one, unfortunately for me, is Copilot.
I'm really interested what you think, so do pop a comment in the video and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe.